All right. Last time on Adventures in Vas'Kai, the party had officially, not so much infiltrated, but entered the Druid camp that Athros was made aware of that Hedrun, Atina Hedrun, we'll call them, had already infiltrated herself and was in contact with Zienna. Context to that, even farther back, Athros was given information that essentially within the next day, Atina Hedrun was planning on kidnapping Zienna and leaving the Druidic camp. So the party, you're right, they did not take a long rest. People who weren't, people got short rests and continued forward, eventually making their way to the camp after a decent amount of travel from Raven's Point. You had met several individuals, or I should say at least a couple individuals in the camp. I realize I don't have my notes directly next to me, but I know you met a Tabaxi who spoke for you to Chief Taruk, and with some extra information too regarding the fact that Biktun is a Strong Shield clan member, and that the Strong Shields have a very Chief Taruk holds them in very high regard. The party was given the ability to spend the evening within the camp. The party themselves saying that they are looking for a place of respite to be out of the wind and the storms that are growing as the day was going on. The party eventually did make contact with Zienna and asked for a quiet place to speak with her after a rather hostile conversation at first. Upon presenting from Ibrin Atina's note that she wrote before Hedrun had taken over, her demeanor changed entirely, and she began to realize that there's a very good chance that what Atina had been telling her was, in fact, a lie to try to get her to turn against the party. The party, having a bit of a discussion in this quiet, more secluded area of the encampment, came to the conclusion that you need to have as many people as possible on your side to try and stop Atina Hedrun. So the decision was made that, with the exception of Biktun, in order to not overwhelm the chief himself or to come off in the wrong light, Biktun and Zienna would travel to speak with the chief about getting his support, while the rest of the party would essentially wait for the results of that. The party is mentally linked right now, or 6 of you are, so you would be able to continue to have discussions, including Biktun, since the range is upwards of, I believe, a mile. I think you have probably close to 4 hours total left. You had a really good roll this time for duration. So where we will pick things up is it'll be Biktun and Zienna as you make your way to Chief Taruk's tent. We're gonna pick it up there. Just gonna change my music because I realize I did not choose the right one this time. Don't read into that. That doesn't mean anything. Okay. Biktun and Zienna. As Biktun, as you and her travel together across this encampment, you once again pass several individuals who are conversing amongst one another, or performing some form of just minor practice in a druidic faith, I guess. Whether it's like throwing some form of like small item or nature focused like debris, like dried leaves or something, or some pine needles, into a fire. You see a couple of kids playing with a ball that seems to be made out of like various dried leathers and kind of sewn together. You see a couple other smaller children being watched by an older female individual, appearing to be like some form of like elderly caretaker, watching these two young kids kind of throw some snowballs at each other and laughing. It's a moment of peace that maybe you haven't seen in a little while. Your travels themselves have been pretty, at least for the last week here, rather burdensome. Between the dragon attacking 10 towns, your fights in Sunblight Fortress, your journeys through the Underdark in general, and then just the events kind of leading up to that. You really haven't had like a moment where it's really felt nice and peaceful. Usually when you have that, there's some form of depressive conversation that is going on with somebody in the party, or you're gambling, winning or losing with various party members. So seeing this all kind of happening here, it's in a way it kind of reminds you of how things were when you're traveling, when the clan would travel and maybe set up camp for more than a single day across the Wayard. At times you remember some of your memories of you growing up, and some of the other clansmen and yourself, like finding games to play, or as you get older, some of the more basic like combat training that you had both from your father as well as other rather important officials from within the Strongshield clan. You look at Zienna, who seems rather focused, as the two of you continue to walk across the snow. You can tell that there's a lot going through her head. This whole series of events here over the last 48 hours has mentally kind of given her a lot of different perspective, but you can tell that she's really not sure how to feel about everything. It feels like a betrayal one way or the other. Her eyes seem to tell a story that is pretty easy to read. She looks at you as you take a moment to look at her. Again, continuing to walk down this, continuing to walk through the camp itself, weaving past a couple of different tents. Biktun, are you this Hedrun, this person that is taking control of, well, my sister? Is she actually as strong as you guys make her sound?
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you, normally I would say no, I'll kick her ass, but like, seems like it might be the case. Can't say for sure, but last time we fought the big worm thing, yeah, we got our asses kicked for them.
And you said that serpent creature, it's lingering around this camp. It's somewhere nearby.
Yeah, it's like right on the outside of camp. So we might be in for it, but at the same time, you know, I don't ever lose a fight twice, so.
Hearing words like that, they filled me with a little more hope, I suppose. It's going to be weird if I'm fighting against my sister. I guess when I left the church, I really didn't see what she herself was even able to do. But if this witch who's taken over this Hedrun is as powerful as you say, I just hope that I'm strong enough to be able to help all of you. You all seem like a strong lot, don't get me wrong. But if you're concerned, then, well, I feel like I have reason to be too. I hope that Chief Taruk will see our side of things as well. I worry about that. A lot of times when it comes to how things are handled here, it really comes down to who lands the first blow. if you're the person who attacks first, the druids themselves don't always see that as a reason for them to fight. If you're defending yourself, they will defend you to the end. They're tight knit that way. I haven't been with this group long enough to understand all their ins and outs, but I've been with them, well, for a long while now. I found them in my own travels, down by the spine of the world, and this forest is where they've congregated for a reason, and I'm not sure exactly why, but well, I just hope that as many of them that can help us will, and if they don't, then I just hope that enough of them survive for this camp to still exist when we're done. Chief Taruk's a good leader. He's unbiased in most situations. There's very little time that I've seen him truly get angry at other people. I can't remember the last time that has been. It's usually when something unfortunate happens to one of our members, like if they're caught off guard by a winter leopard or something. Up in the mountains, they weren't being careful. But he seems more mournful than angry, even in those situations. So, the only thing I've heard from several of our members who've been here a long time is that when he's angry, he's a force to be reckoned with himself. So, at the very least, if we can get anybody on our side, I do hope it's him. As the two of you continue to walk, Biktun, I want you to make a perception check. As the two of you are having this small conversation, your focus is less on the environment around you and more so on the words that she's saying. Maybe trying to get a read on this Chief Taruk, or trying to find a sense of how you're going to handle combat that's coming. That's coming your way. You do begin to notice, though, that as you're walking towards the tent that would house Chief Taruk, you see that while originally the mist was on the eastern side of the camp primarily, you could see it when you first arrived, it's much more closely behind Chief Taruk's tent. Kind of emanating slowly inward into the camp. You look around, and you see that it's gotten a lot quieter on this side of the camp. The voices of the children can be heard in the far distance. Some people conversing with one another, but you notice that you haven't seen a scout kind of monitoring the camp in a little while here.
Like, I haven't seen them because something may have happened to them, or I haven't seen them because they've come back in.
It feels eerie. Like, you feel as though, because you see that around you yet there are still tents where people should be, but there's no noise coming from this area of the camp. It's almost as if this entire area is either missing or dead silent. It's a very eerie quiet. There's a slight wind blowing through the trees here, blowing some snow down from upper branches, and you kind of turn to look and see what might have fallen. And as you turn around, you see something that startles you. You see a human female individual who you could tell was originally dressed in furs and various other non-metal type garbs, petrified solid, similar to how you guys were when you were on Calvin's cairn.
And we're all still connected, right?
Yes, mentally the 6 of you who are connected are still connected.
I will immediately raise that concern to everybody else and tell them that the plans may be changing, and that things may have kicked off before we even had a chance to to do anything.
Yeah, so I'd like to make my way to them then. Assuming I'm not petrified at the moment.
You're
how close to the chief's tent are we?
Good question. Let me look.
What's the distance from them to the tent and them to us?
To answer the question, Biktun, you are about 100 feet from the tent, you and Zienna. And to answer your question, Ibrin, you are the equivalent right now of about I would say a 3-minute to 4-minute walk. So if you run, cut that in half, 1.5 to 2 minutes.
I would tell Biktun and to grab her or tell her to turn around and start running back to us and regroup. And then I would tell the party, like, we need to catch up now.
I would actually like to send her that way to the protection of the rest of the group while I turn around and run towards the chief's tent, because I'd like to raise his attention to what's going on and tell him what happened to us prior, and to let him know that it may happen to everybody else in camp here if we don't do something.
I would not leave Zienna alone. Like, have her stick with you. We'll meet you at.
Well, then how big is she?
Zienna's probably about the. So you're like 6'2". She's probably.
Oh, I'm
closer
taller
to like.
I'm almost 7 foot.
Oh right, no, you're right. I'm sorry. She would be probably about like 5'11". Height-wise, she's the tallest of the sisters. Probably the most built of the sisters, but she's still like a regular human woman. An elven woman. She probably only weighs like 140 pounds.
Well, if she's going to be a willing creature, then I'm going to pick her up and take her.
Pick her up and take her with you, or take her like what? What was your intention again? I'm sorry.
To go to the chief's tent, because I need to make sure that the chief is on our side and not going to think that we did something.
Okay. She would be, she would look to you, and you could tell that she'd probably put up a fight trying to be like carried. Are you trying to like pick her up and take her with you?
Yeah, just because I just don't want to get separated. Like, it's not that I don't think I can, or that she's faster than me or as fast as me or anything. I just don't want her to get picked off when I'm, running. And I would just look at her and say, listen, we gotta go now. And like hold out my hand.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. She's still skeptical, but she's open to reason. She would grab onto your hand, and the two of you would continue making your way forward as the party begins to push their way northward towards the following the footsteps of Zienna and Biktun. You guys would notice too now that the sounds within the druidic camp are you'd have seen a lot of the similar sights of what Biktun and Zienna had seen. However, you can tell that the mist that signals the serpent is growing a bit thicker as you move, working its way farther and farther into the camp. Biktun and Zienna would see it pushing its way toward from behind the chief's tent, almost like parallel and pushing its way forward, like beyond the tent itself into the druidic camp. As the two of you begin to approach approach his tent, being the largest tent itself, you have to cross interestingly enough, you have to cross what seems to be a frozen pond of sorts. You like feel yourself step onto the ice. That is a frozen pond, and Zienna looks down to you and like shakes her head like you don't have to worry about slipping. It's pretty rough, so it's not considered rough terrain. As the two of you continue to move, Biktun, you hear a noise. You hear a familiar hiss coming from somewhere beyond your vision right now. You look around left, right, and forward, and you don't see it coming from the direction that the sound... Like, you don't see where the sound is coming from. You can hear the direction, but you don't see what lies beyond. As the mist itself begins to fill in more and more and more, limiting your scope of vision that you have in general to probably about 60 feet. You being right out, just at the edge of the vision, you can see the tent of Chief Taruk. As you continue to approach, I want you, it'll be you and Zienna, since the two of you are together right now, to make a dexterity saving throw.
Big numbers. I was on a 9 for a long time for me.
Yeah, I saw that too. Okay. As you would get, I would say, within, you're at the 60-foot range. What you see before you is something of both, of marvel and of awe and of fear, as you watch as bursting out from within Chief Taruk's tent, you see this frozen serpent. You see its jaw trying to close as Chief Taruk is using what seems to be a fashioned like stone axe to kind of hold the beast's mouth from fully closing. You see he's using his right arm to do this, to hold this serpent's mouth, or to keep his mouth from fully closing. But you see that the arm that had contained his axe seems to be almost made entirely of ice, as the serpent lashes outward, sending Taruk flying towards the two of you, sliding across the ice, landing at your feet on his back. I would imagine you and Zienna would reach down to immediately try to help get him up. You see the ice that is engulfing his arm very rapidly begins to reach upwards of his shoulder blade, and he looks to see the two of you at his side here, and there's a large grin that kind of comes over his face, as well as this but this grin shifts rather quickly into that of almost like a scowl of something serious. And you watch as he takes his left hand, this man being very muscly, tall, like probably we're pushing like 8 feet in height, and with a clenched fist, you watch as he smashes down on his on the arm that has been completely frozen solid, and shattering it across the ground, leaving nothing more than the remnants of some ice that had like where essentially the ice had traveled up his arm, just below his shoulder blade itself. There's a little trickle of blood that comes down as he looks at the two of you, particularly at Zienna, but he sees you, Biktun, and he the grin kind of comes back from what was serious. Zienna, I'm sorry, but your sister is no longer welcome in our camp. And she like looks to him and is like, that's okay. I've just learned that that's not my actual sister. It's the spirit of a witch named Hedrun who's taken her over, and I guess that's the serpent. And as Biktun, you hear this conversation taking place. You watch as from behind the serpent, which is sort of blocked the tent itself now on this frozen lake, you see Atina Hedrun stepping forward, an icy chill coming from one of her hands. Chief Taruk, I thought you and I could see eye to eye, but I guess that feeling wasn't mutual.
You ended up doing what I was I'm doing, honestly. When you said that he broke his own arm, I was literally gonna. Can I make a medicine check? And if I pass, I'm just gonna cut his arm off.
Small trickle of blood coming down from where it was, it not being fully encased in the icy substance. But you see that he only seems to have his left hand left. Left hand left. Wow, that was horrible grammar. Left hand remaining. He looks to the two of you, and to Atina, and then to the serpent. From what I could gather, it sounds like a lot of my camp. She's either infiltrated their minds or they seem to support her cause. They're aware of who she is, many of them, and some of them want to see her return.
I was gonna tell you to have everybody who didn't want to fight go and hide, but I guess that's not gonna happen.
We need to end this quick. We need your friends. Do they know you're here? Are they coming?
Yes.
Then we survive until they arrive. You see,
momentarily.
as the party continues pushing their way forward, you would be able to the mist itself collecting more and more inside the village itself. You're able to see, just like Biktun, out to about 60 or so feet before being encased in that hazy the haze that has infiltrated this area.
How
The
far
way this
away are we
combat,
right now?
I'm glad you asked them, because the way this combat is going to go is Biktun and the people, which include Taruk and Zienna. You will have 3 rounds that you must either survive or fight, and then the party will be there. You're literally just under 20 seconds out.
Well,
So
how far would you say in feet? Because I can go anywhere from 150 to 600, and Spick can go 80 to 320. I would just tell him to start firing arrows at Atina.
Oh, I thought you meant like running. I was like, oh my god.
Jesus. And that was the day we learned that Ibrin took levels in Monk.
Right.
Feet wise, you would be, if you factor in that you are running, the average person is 30 feet, 60 foot with a dash, you'd be at about 180 feet. If that answers your question, Ibrin.
I think he wants to just start firing.
It does.
I guess hypothetically blindly.
It is true, until you're within 60 feet, you would not be able to see your target. Because of the mist. It's considered heavy obscurity versus dark vision.
Never mind. I forgot that it's surrounded the area. Can we see this snake at all?
You can hear it from this distance. You would not be able to see it, but you'd be able to hear it, and various people now beginning to scream and shout. I gotta make you guys move to my battle map.
I forgot that stupid mist.
It truly is the best way to get over dark vision. So
I love that name.
So the rest of you who are not currently in combat are not added to this map quite yet. You will be added once the party arrives. But I will give you the option, because obviously, I'm assuming people are going to dash by default, but if any of you, such as, like, Ibrin, have abilities you would like to use to try and get closer, you are able to use them at the end of a round. So it'd for sure be one round where it'll be Biktun and the group fighting by themselves, and then the end of the first round, the party will have the ability to do something, or continue dashing, and then it'll continue until the end of round 3, in which case the party will be within the battle itself. Sorry, I'm repeating myself a little bit. It's been a long day. So let me get initiative prepped.
I forgot that Zienna's fucking hot. Saw her token and I was like, okay. Looking at this damn snake just reminds me of the I don't even know the names of them, but they're most often in like Mario Party mini games, the little like fucking wiggly worms that you have to like that are like all segmented.
Oh, Wiggler?
Yeah. Classic Biktun. Another terrible fucking initiative roll.
Serpent goes first. Shit.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't.
27.
Yeah, forgot about that. My bad, guys.
Ripperoni.
It didn't
Yes,
get a
very-
crit either. So, yeah.
Very high dexterity.
Yeah, 20 dex I see.
All right. Serpent has 3 main things that he can do on his turn. Serpent, first thing.
Kill him, working.
So this is not battle music. I need my freaking battle playlist. Struggling a little bit here. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so the serpent, first thing it's going to do on its turn is it is going to, you see it like rise almost up like into a cobra position, and you see growing from its mouth appears to be a small condensed ball of blue arcane energy, and it fires this ball of energy outwards in a primal ferocity, shooting it at it will be Taruk and Zienna as the targets here. And it's going to, people have to make they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
AC 96.
It's not that bad.
Okay, dex save. What we got here? Could be worse.
Oh, you didn't have to make a dex save. It was Zienna and Taruk who had to make a dex save.
Oh.
You're
okay.
good. That was a good roll, though. Good job.
Yeah, no worries.
Taruk saves and Zienna. They both rolled a dirty 20. That was satisfying. Okay, they take 7 damage apiece. As this beam flies out of the serpent's mouth, it starts by firing at the two of them, and then you watch as the beam itself continues to fly, slightly, encasing, like, just causing some light damage to both Taruk and Zienna. It flies past them and creates a 20-foot high wall of ice that is 40 feet across as it sweeps across the back of the lake, pushing up some of the ice itself to create that obstacle. So the item on the ground there is a wall of ice. Yes, and it's 20 feet high. It is going to move. It has crazy movement speed, and is going to go in and try and make a bite attack against Chief Taruk.
Or two.
But you watch as Chief Taruk himself is able to move out of the way in time, not wanting to get himself encased in more ice and not quite prepared to do anything quite yet. He is able to kind of evade out of the way, just using some of the weight of the beast against itself. It gets to make one more attack against him. This one is going to hit. As he... oh, that's what it is. Okay. As it goes in for a second attack, he's caught off guard, and you watch as the fangs puncture into Chief Taruk himself. It punctures into the arm, his remaining arm that he has, and then they you see that they release little bits of ice onto his body itself, kind of restraining some of his movement that he had originally. Sorry. Oh my god, I am horrible with grammar today. Long story short, his movement speed is halved until the end of his next turn. And he did take more damage from that as well. Okay. And that'll be the end of the Ice Serpent's turn, which will bring us to Zienna. I realized I didn't actually start combat. Yes.
For her turn, like, you know, whatever, I can say it to her or whatever if it's a free action.
Yeah.
I'd probably tell her to get behind that wall. Preferably, like, you know, trying to get as much cover as possible.
Okay. She would, taking what your words are to heart, she would begin making her way back behind the wall as best she can. Actually, she'd move to here. She'd first turn and looking at Atina, she is going to summon. You watch as she pulls out a bit of phosphorus from a pouch on her pocket. She claps it in her hands, and then uttering an incantation, she fires forward a blast of fiery energy. She is going to create a wall of fire in front of Atina. And I gotta make sure I read this right, because the wall projects fire outward on one of its sides, not both, if I'm not mistaken. And she's going to have it face Atina, so Atina would be the one taking the damage.
Yeah.
It is 5d8 fire damage. And when you cast a spell, deals 5d8 fire damage. That ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. For 16 damage, when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. Outside the wall deals damage. Okay, so this is one where she has to do, it's at the end of her turn if she's within the 10 feet. Okay, perfect. She casts that wall of fire outward, and she's going to continue moving back behind the wall of ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will be Zienna's turn as she keeps on the lookout for the rest of the party to make their way towards you. Biktun, it is your turn.
Okay. Really, I would say I'm in between a rock and a hard place, but I'm really in between an ice and a fireplace.
A battle of ice and fire. It makes sense.
Everything in Biktun's bones is screaming at him to, just fight this serpent and, take it down. But I think he's going to be smart. Let's see. 30. Okay. I'm going to first be smart about this, and I'll just huck a firebolt at him.
Okay.
I don't have to get in his mouth. I can't imagine that's going to end well.
You never know.
Right.
Sometimes you're surprised.
Can I just click that critical button?
Yeah. You should be able to roll the criticals like it should.
Sweet. Yeah,
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
As you you summon this ball of fiery energy, feeling a bit more inspired, knowing that you're not fighting this thing fully alone and that your party is very close by. As you hurl this powerful ball of magical energy at the icy serpent, it definitely hits its mark.
I will take a lap here, and if I get to this point here, would that grant me cover?
Yes. As of right
Okay.
now, it would grant you cover, especially against
Yeah.
the serpent, which is it would not be able to attack you directly from there. It'd have to move up to you.
Yeah, sorry, that's
do
what
anything.
I specifically, and that was from the serpent. I'm aware that Athena could just move or whatever. Hedrun, hey Tina.
Yeah, there's not a really great way to say. We could just say Hedrun for the purposes
Yeah.
of today. But
So I'll chill there and want to at least be facing the right. Then check my stuff here. What else I can really do? Nothing smart anyway. So I'm gonna end my turn.
okay, as you make your way behind the wall, fighting smarter, not harder. That'll bring us to Chief Taruk, who is engaging in combat with the serpent. You watch as he, you can hear it as, you're running, that, you can tell he's going into some form of, angered frenzy, as he, as a barbarian, is going to rage. What you notice is that, as Zienna has mentioned that he's a great leader, what you begin to kind of understand why he's leading a group of druids, being the man that he is now, as he takes on, you watch as from his one remaining arm that he has, a large amount of fur kind of begins to erupt out from his skin, and his hand takes on a much more claw-like appearance. His face seems to be a bit more normal, but you can tell that he has some form of shape-shifting type abilities, as this large claw forms out of his left-hand side. You feel as though if he was fighting with two arms, he would be truly a force to reckon with. But he seems to be a bit hindered right now, only having one arm. But he's going all out as he possibly can, as he's going to, with his newfound physical might, make an attack against the serpent. He's going to make an attack with his beast claw. That is going to hit, thank God. And he, with one swipe, he scrapes across the charlatan-esque surface of this massive frozen creature, and you feel as though that it probably should have done more damage, given the strength of his attack. But this creature has a very hardy shell. Any other beast probably would have suffered a much more fatal blow. As he goes in for another singular attack, sweeping his arm back around in a very rapid motion. And this time the serpent seems to be a little bit more prepared as it kind of shudders some of its bones that it has kind of dangling off of its body, and its attack passes through a newfound opening, missing the second time. He, not wanting to move out of the way, not wanting to give the serpent a reason to fight anybody else right now, he's going to kind of stand his ground, bridge his feet so that way he's sturdy, and he's going to stay right where he is, looking around to see if he can see the party, but he can't see them currently. And that'll bring us to Atina Hedrun. What is she going to do? She's going to, feeling the radiating heat coming off of the wall of fire, and like looking down and seeing maybe like parts of her arms, maybe being affected by it, she's going to take steps back towards the serpent. And what do I got? I forgot what I gave her for spells. Ooh, okay. She is going to use Sleet Storm. That seems like a good spot. Okay. So, the way Sleet Storm works is freezing rain and sleet begin to fall on a 20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on that point. Is it everybody? Yeah, and every creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts their turn out, it has to make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, it falls prone. If it's a creature is concentrating on a spell in the spell's area, the creature must make a successful constitution saving throw against your spell save DC or lose concentration. Zienna has to make a... Wait, it's... The creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. Okay. So on your turn, you will have to make a dex save. And if you're concentrating on a spell, which you don't have many spells you can concentrate on, I don't think,
No.
you would have to make a con save as well. So it'll really mainly impact... It'll impact everybody else. So
I'll say it prompted me to make a dex save. Did you want me to do it now or just leave it be?
You can leave it. It'll be fine.
Okay. I'll just manually do it if I have to.
Right. Okay. That will be, I think, her turn this time, as she kind of hangs out with the serpent behind the wall of fire. All right. Let me... So that'll be the end of this first round with the group here. Not so much as all that really all that... Oh my god, my words! Not so much has happened, which is probably a good thing. That brings us to Athros and Miris and the party and Ibrin. Is there anything anybody wants to do besides dash?
We're how far away?
So you are 2 rounds away, so about 120 feet at the end of this moment here. So you got 2 rounds to wait before you would actually be there.
We're 120 feet away from this map.
Correct.
In theory, how far are we away from the... So we're 120 feet away from the edge of the map. How far is this wall of sleet, technically, would you say?
It'd be an additional 40 feet.
Do I see how far the monster and Hedrun are?
You gotta be within 60 for that. I can't even hardly see him.
Correct. So you'd have to be within within the 60 feet to see them. You can hear the things going on. I would say you'd be able to see, because there's a wall of fire in the battlefield, you'd be able to see a glow of orange in the distance, but you would not be able to see.
My cool fireball go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dash.
Okay. Ibrin, Miris.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. I'll just stash.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll dash.
Then can't you cunning action to dash as well, so you can go 90?
You could.
Yeah, I would end up doing that.
Okay. So for future references for you, like, at the end of the next round, if you did that again, you would be able to get, I think, all the way up to the Sleet Storm, onto the battle map. So
Yeah, you said we're roughly 160 feet away now, but you'd be 70 feet away at the end of this turn.
Alright.
So you would be able to get there
The
one
edge of
turn
this.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about getting there now, and I'm deciding I'm not gonna do that. Alright, I'd move to
Not
90
worth
feet.
it to teleport.
Okay. Move the 90 feet. That'll bring us to round 2. God, I forgot how loud that is. It lets me know when it's my people's turns. That'll bring us. So it'll be the Ice Serpent, who's going to make more attacks against. Oh my God, Taruk.
Taruk, he just like stood there and fucking took it.
He did, like a champ.
Biktun doesn't like that, like personally for himself.
That's
He
fair.
feels a little. he feels a little. The cat version of emasculated.
First attack against Taruk is going to miss, as he literally just grabs the creature by the the two of its fangs and throws it off to the side, moving its head a different direction. Goes in for a second attack. That one is going to hit. And Taruk takes more damage. However, that damage is halved. Wait, no, it is not. It's cold damage. Never mind. He takes more damage, and you once again, he is. Oh my God, his movement speed is halved until the end of his next turn. Not taking a turn to move this time. The serpent is going to, instead of having a move, it is going to make one more attack against Taruk. Just diving in, going, snapping at him with its crazy, enormous jaws. And this one will also hit Taruk and do more damage. Taruk, until the end of his next turn, is considered, because he's slowed already, is considered immobilized. Because he failed the saving throw again. Just gotta find my thing for it. Okay, where the hell is it? You know what? Immobilized. It's gonna use the restrained icon. It's fine. Okay. Gotta make sure. Immobilized just means he has a movement speed of 0, I believe. But I'm sure there's more that I'm not thinking of. Just want to make sure I read it correctly. Alright. Yeah, immobilized. His movement speed is just 0 right now. He's not restrained. He can't move. His feet are frozen to the ice, basically. Okay. That'll be the serpent's turn. So it did a decent chunk of damage to Taruk. That'll bring us to Zienna's turn. Zienna has to make a dex save. which she will fail. She falls prone, and she has to make a con save because she's concentrating on a spell. And unfortunately, she will also fail that by rolling an 8. She literally had to roll a 10, and she rolled an 8. So the wall of fire is no longer there.
I side bolster it. No, I know I can't do that.
If only. That would be a cool way. That would make side bolstering even more broken. I digress. Okay, so that is gone. Zienna is prone. Not prone. Yeah, she's prone. She lost her concentration on her spell. She can still do things though. What's her range?
Back up if you're like in that scenario during the same turn, or do you have to wait?
What was that?
Can you get back up? Like if I fail my save, can I just like spend half my movement to get back up?
Yes. No. Since she started her turn within it, it would have happened before she took her movement. So technically, you could spend half your movement to get back up.
Okay, cool.
So it'll be 1, 2. Actually, be 5 because diagonal. She's gonna move right there, so she has line of sight on the serpent. Again, looking to see if the party is nearby. And they're not there yet. She's going to cast. Oh, damn, she does not have some great things like I thought she did at first. It's okay. 15 feet. There's no space. She's gonna cast Fairy Fire and try to cast it on the serpent. Serpent fails. Attacks against the serpent right now have advantage. Because it emanates a small purplish glow, and it can no longer... If it wanted to go invisible, it could not go invisible. So, attacks against it currently have advantage. We'll see how long that lasts, since it's a concentration spell. But that'll be her turn as she she shouts out from the frozen pond that you guys are currently on. We're over here! Trying to, get the party to be able to hear where you are, and like the party would be able to hear that she's saying this as you guys are continuing to run, hearing the battle that's taking place. As you're running past too, you would see that a lot of the druids that are, or the druids are the people who are part of the camp. There seems to be individuals who are either attacking each other, or you hear that some of them are like entering tents and like hiding away. They don't seem to be too. They don't seem to desire going into combat right now. They don't seem to have the what do you want to call it? Trying to think of my words here. Not motivations, but like there's they're not as I don't freaking know. They're currently not participating in combat. Anyway, that brings us to Biktun.
Okay, so should probably start off and make that save.
Yeah. Dex save, my friend.
Hey,
Very nice.
that's 1 in 400, by the way. That was back to back.
That's impressive. You rolled 3 crits
Okay.
today
Max.
so far.
Wow.
You like extend your claws from your feet, and are able to kind of dig into the hazardous terrain that is around you, not falling, as you are able to keep yourself standing.
I feel like I
Does
start to
Biktun have
look
a
like
tail?
Bambi. Yes.
So then you can use like your tail as a third leg just to like help balancing. It's like, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I feel like I started to look like Bambi. My legs started to go out, but then I was like, nah. Okay, cool. Do I have freedom of movement then?
It is considered. I realize now I have to move Zienna back to space. It is
Rough
considered.
terrain.
It is considered difficult terrain.
Okay.
So half movement.
Okay. It doesn't really change what I want to do. Not by much, anyway. So what is that then? It's just like basically cuts my movement in half.
Correct. So instead of being able to move 30 feet, it would be 15 feet. If you move 35, it would be 20.
20. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean I can hit him. I don't have to worry about hitting Gimpy there. Taruk if I stand from right here, right?
What are you trying to hit him with? Is it like a
Another
area
No, just
fire?
another fireball or fireball.
Oh no, the serpent's big enough you'd be able to fire over the top of him to attack him.
Okay. That being said, well, I'd like to first. I guess I'll make a intelligence check. I don't know, or Arcana. I don't know that Biktun would necessarily know what concentration is, because I mean I don't have any spells that require it. So I just want to know.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna see if I would recognize that, and if I do,
Yeah,
you know,
you're right about that.
what it would take, like if I could figure it out, or if I figured it out from others, whether or not I could try to make her drop her concentration.
Okay. I see what you're getting at.
You
I
think
would say-
Arcana or Intelligence?
That's good. Let me take a look at this quick.
I guess if
I
you're
would-
proficient in Arcana, then you'd be higher, but otherwise it's an intelligence-based roll.
Right.
I guess either way it's the exact same because I don't.
Yeah,
have
I would say.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just let's make it a straight intelligence roll, so an intelligence check.
I swear.
You recall a lecture that Ono had given you at one point when the lightning tank was traveling between cities about how some of his spells that he uses, like his Dragon's Breath, require what's called concentration, and he has to focus really hard on it at all times in order to like be able to maintain it. But he can still do certain things without that. And you feel as though this is one of those situations where you might be able to break his concentration or her concentration by attacking hard enough.
Biktun's kind of torn. I guess I will just do this. Just gotta figure out what. Okay. I needed to decide and I couldn't decide.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to
Okay.
fuck a firebolt at a Hedrun.
Ted Druid, love it. Okay. Realizing this is a good opportunity, you once again conjure another ball of fire. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That pause was killing me.
Ooh, she does fail her concentration check. And does take... You see that the fire seems to do a large amount of damage to a Hedrun. But you watch as when the firebolt hits a Hedrun, like she puts up like a hand to kind of block it from like impacting her face, and in exchange for you hitting her with fire, she's going to, with her reaction, target you with her own spell called Icy Rebuke.
Old hellish rebuke.
Yeah, just a cold version of that. Did it request you to make a saving throw?
It did indeed.
What the hell, man? I'm convinced your dice are.
What was it?
Oh, you got a crit.
Congrats.
No way, dude.
Explain yourself.
That's nuts, dude. 3 out of 5?
What the hell, man?
He's just that good.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It's the inspiration that the Biktun Strong Shield clan is sending him right now to avenge his fallen clan.
Okay, maybe I'm just that fucking pissed off. It's
Or
like
you're just
John
using
Wick.
up all your luck before the rest of us get there.
100%, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's just it's like John Wick. It's just pure willpower.
As
I
as
will
you
move my
counter that rebuttal, you you put up your shield to kind of like take most of the damage for you, and you feel just a bit of chill overtake you, but you feel it's not nearly as much as what it could have been. Very
Okay,
nice.
and then I'm just going to slide on down. Let's see here. I kind of want to keep myself in range for either or. Would that log be like something I'd have to like get over, or would I just?
It would either you'd have to make an athletics check, or it would cost you just an extra 5 feet of movement to just like take extra time to cross over it.
Okay. I'm gonna move right in there. There we go. Okay. And I will end my turn. Feels weird not just blowing everything I have at once.
Right. That's gonna bring us to Chief Taruk. Who is going to continue making attacks against the serpent, trying to just kind of keep it at bay. And attacks are currently with advantage because of Fairy Fire, which will hit. God damn, that thing is insane. It'll do a decent chunk of damage there, and it's going to do. He's going to do one more attack. Oh, I didn't know that with advantage. Alright, that one will also hit. You were behind the wall, so you wouldn't be able to see what happens. Never mind. As he continues to relentlessly attack the creature. You can kind of hear him doing things in the background, but you can't see exactly what's going on. He's going to once again stay where he's at. That'll bring us to a Hedrun, who is going to. Okay. She's going to use Ice Storm.
Because a sleep storm wasn't enough.
Oh no. Heavens no.
Oh Lord.
Very nice. Okay. Zienna, and you would watch as this large, like, this giant ball of ice forms high up into the air and then falls right at the edge of that wall, shattering into a ton of pieces and hitting you and Zienna. The ice wall itself kind of catching some of the blast from flying out the other direction. you watch as, while you're able to kind of block a lot of that damage, succeeding on your saving throw, Zienna does not, and takes a huge chunk of damage as the ice shatters and kind of splinters into each of you slightly.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Zienna's not doing too
That
hot
was a
right now.
success. That was a success. That's how much damage I took from success. Oh no!
Yeah.
Yikes.
The circle that you guys are in right now is considered difficult terrain until the end of Atina's next turn. And then it goes away. What else is she gonna do? I think there's what else that she would want to do. Well, I mean, I'm sure there is, but not right now. I think that'll be. She's going to move a little farther away from you, Biktun, behind that wall. And that's going to be her turn. Her eyes, or actually, you have no idea what she's looking at because you're behind the wall. So never mind. She's moved behind. Moves a little farther away from where she was. That's going to bring us. That's going to bring us to the end of round 2. Partly continuing the dash. Ebrin's super dashing. Right, I assume.
I mean, I'd move the 30 feet, then 60 feet, and if I'm in there, I don't want to use all my actions, but depends. Am I going to get there and not be able to do anything, or?
If you use your super dash, so your cunning action dash, it'll bring you to, I believe it is right about here.
It would be, yeah, 10 feet away from the edge of where the police storm was.
Okay. And it should be right here. If you use your super dash, if you did not, it would be 30 feet back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They bring you down here.
How far away would I be, roughly, from Hedrun and the Serpent? Because the map's still darked out for me, so I
I'm
can't
so
see
sorry.
anything.
I did not realize you guys couldn't see anything. That's on me.
No.
It's because of
Oh,
character
yeah, I thought
vision.
that was just part of it because we weren't there.
I mean, that wasn't intentional, but that works out, I guess.
But it
Kind
fits,
of.
yeah.
Super
So
mystery.
yeah, I just see like the highlight of certain area of effect spells, and it's like, well, I think they're in that area.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so boring for you guys. I did not think about that.
I did say in the beginning it'd be darked out till we got close enough, so.
It is true, but also I do feel bad. Okay. If you used your, basically, I think no matter what, the only thing that you might be able to attack might be the serpent if you didn't use your extra dash to get closer. Like if you use your like your cunning action and your movement to move your 60 feet, that would bring you to the edge of the map, and you'd be able to, I believe, attack the serpent because it'd be within 60 feet of you at that point. You wouldn't be able to attack a Hedrun.
I will move to 60 and then attack.
Okay, let me get you on the map then. Should be 60. Oop. Nope, I'm wrong. It is still 75 feet. If you wanted to move closer, you could. If you don't want to move closer, I would not be offended.
Well, oh yeah, it would just be a disadvantaged shot. Although, wouldn't that cancel out? Because of the advantage on it right now?
So it's still... I see what you're getting at. I'm gonna give him his vision back for that one.
Like, you'd be able to see, like, just that little
Yeah, you're right.
itty
Nope.
bitty...
The purple hue of the light would give him I would say that would give him the ability to see it. You would at least see like the outline of the creature, because it's currently it can't be invisible or anything like that. I would say that it would linger. You would be able to see the serpent, so it would give you the vision beyond that 60 feet.
Okay. Well, I
For
can
that
only
purpose
use
only.
my side daggers or arrows for 60 feet. So, I would do a bow shot, and I would aim it at Hedrun.
You cannot see Hedrun from this distance. I gave you your vision back because you need to be able to target the serpent. Hedrun is a lot farther away. Hadrian's the full 120. The serpent is 75.
So I could still only see about like 60, 75 then?
Right. You can make out the serpent because Fairy Fire gave it a faint purple outline that kind of punctures through the heavy obscurity. So you'd be able to see the serpent.
Well, I will just move 30 more feet. I'm gonna swing it like that way.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That'd be right there. Alright. Well,
Okay. Alright, Ebron, roll your initiative. We'll see where you end up on this next round. There you go.
It's right next to me in initiative, whether it be slightly above me or just below me.
can I bolster that?
I mean, you can't really fail an initiative check.
It's supposed to be a dex thing, and a 7's pretty much a fail in my opinion.
But
Alright.
there's no failing a dex check.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. Not dex check, an initiative check, I should say.
You fail initiative, you can't fight.
It's just so frustrating.
Alright, so at the end
Tell
of
me
this
about
next
it.
round, everybody else will be able to be on the map. Biktun and Ebron, since the two of you are here, I want you to make perception checks.
Undo.
Just straight
Yes.
or...
Nope. Third tries the charm. At first I click persuasion, then I click performance.
So proud. The two of you, like looking around at the situation, Biktun, you'd be able to like see Ebron now appear, and you recognize his silhouette, and then he would make his appearance there. You can hear the rest of the party there, very close. But you also turn and you see that there are more individuals coming towards this this battle scene right now. You can't make out whether they're friend or foe, but there are more individuals besides the party currently coming your direction.
Cool.
Both of you would see that, sorry.
Go to Oni.
What was that, Ben? I'm sorry.
When you get a chance, can you look at the DM I sent you?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Just need clarification on something. That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, so you can do that as part of your attack. So when you make impact, you do your damage, all that stuff, and then you can also activate that ability as part of that as well.
Sounds good.
Okay. Ice Serpent is going to make its turn. It is going to make an attack against Taruk. You know, that thing that it does, and it does quite often. Taruk is... He is technically mobile now. So now it can reset itself again, I guess. Alright. This time the damage seems to, he seems to be able to resist the extra effects of the damage that he's been taking, which is good, so he's not slowed. It's going to make a second attack. Which is also going to hit. And Taruk is feeling much more confident in himself and is not falling for the damage that's going on. Well, for the extra effects, but he is taking a good chunk of damage. Not doing too hot. The serpent, instead of attacking a third time, is going to move.
It's horrifying to watch.
Yeah, I know, right? Taruk is not... He's going to make an attack of opportunity against the serpent because it's moving out of his range. He is going to miss, though. Okay. So
This thing's loud when it moves, right? Like it's not...
yeah, 100%. You'd be able to hear it moving across the ice.
Okay, because I just realized I technically can't see.
Yeah, so you would know that it's not staying stationary anymore. It is moving. Alright, that is going to be the serpent's turn, so it made its attacks and it moved. It's going to bring us to Zienna, who has to make a dex save.
Dex or death?
Oh wait, no, I think it's just considered constant. Hold on. Somebody must make a dex saving throw. Oh, never mind. It's just hazardous terrain, so never mind. This isn't Sleet Storm anymore. It doesn't have to be... I don't have to make that a stupid check anymore. It's just to get out of it costs extra movement. Zienna is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to move... Oh wait, no, she can't even go that far. She's going to move 3. And that'll be... What is she going to do right here? She cannot see Atina right now. She's concentrating on the fairy fire. She doesn't really have any cantrips that she could use, and she doesn't generally carry weapons. Because she knows that the serpent is not weak to ice. Why would she use ice against it? That's kind of what her thought is. Oh, she's going to have to stay where she's at right now. She wants to keep the fairy fire up.
So, question: the fairy fire only stays in one spot because it's not attuned to an object or something like that, correct?
No, it follows the creature. It's attached to it's any creature within that 20-foot cube. If they fall for it, they are now marked, and if they move, they just the advantage and stuff still follows them. So they can't be invisible until the fairy fire goes away, and attacks against them have advantage until the fairy fire disappears.
Okay.
And that'll be Zienna's turn. So I can get rid of the template because it's only the serpent that fell for it. Just so that clears up the space. That'll be Zienna's turn. She's not prone anymore because she got back up. That was last turn already. Biktun, you're up.
Okay, so this first square will take me at 5 extra feet. If I want to leave this zone.
Yes, that first square will take 5 extra. Everything else will not.
Okay, so it's 5, 10. So wait, hang on, let me remeasure that just to make sure that I'm moving myself. Yeah, right here would be 25 feet. Oops. Now I can see Mr. Serpiente.
Serpiente.
And then I'm going to do my diggly do thing that I've been doing. sure am. Oh, I didn't roll it with advantage. I knew it too. We literally just talked about.
It's okay. Give her another roll. Alright, your first one will in fact hit.
Worse, I guess.
For 10 fire damage as you conjure up another ball of energy, channeling your inner Ono, and firing it at the serpent. You can tell that it has done some damage. You see bits of like ice, or the charlatan ice that are making up its structure kind of ripple with because of some of the heat. So you know you're doing damage to the creature.
Okay. And since everybody isn't here yet, I'm just going to I mean, would this be enough for like at least half cover if he doesn't move?
I would say half cover.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as he like isn't directly, like as long as he's not moving directly closer to you, like attacks against you will have half cover. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that if he wanted to, he could just fucking me up. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay.
Biktun is itching to do more, but he's trying to be smart.
Ibrin, that brings us to you.
How far? I need to move 10 feet closer.
There's currently a wall right there too in that top corner, so you technically would not be able to make your attack from that position.
So would I have known that before when I was down here? Or would I have seen that before?
That there was a wall?
This wall?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would not have rotated that way then, I would have went this way.
That's fine.
I wasn't sure what this was. Just to be fair, it was about right there.
Yeah, that'd be fine. If you do need clarification on anything, just feel free to ask.
Saving my movement for right now, just to clarify, if I make an attack, I can just attack any part of the body. It doesn't have to be like up here where the head is, correct?
Correct. Any part
The
of
serpent.
the body.
Cool. So I am going to attack the serpent. I am going to use my psionic blades here. Attack. I get it with advantage.
Correct.
But as I'm looking at the formula, it says 1d20 plus 4 plus 3 plus bonus. Does that include the throwing fighting style? Or should I add plus 2 to my situational bonus?
1d20 plus 4 plus... Okay, so plus 4 plus 3, so plus 4 for dex, plus 3 for proficiency. I don't think
And plus 2 for thrown fighting style.
You get a +2 bonus to damage. I just looked at it. I thought,
Okay.
Is
So
it
yeah.
damage?
yeah. If you're going from the options called Remove Everything fighting style, with in addition, when you hit with the ranged attack using a thrown weapon, you gain a +2 bonus to the damage roll. So it's good when you hit, but it doesn't help you
Well,
hitting.
I still get advantage, so let's see if I hit. Wow.
An 11 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
So that sucks. We will do the same thing. And we will not sharpshooter it.
23 will hit.
Do I get my sneak attack with this?
Yes. Because you did not use it the first attack.
So it would be 3d6 plus 2 then.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're flying.
Alright, decent chunk of damage. As you fire off a psychic arrow, or a blade, throwing it. Are you using a blade or an arrow?
I did blade that time.
Okay. Yeah, because you're usually throwing weapons now, that makes sense. As you take one of your psychic blades that you like form from behind your back and you throw it, and it whiffles at the creature, you watch as it impales into part of the creature before disappearing like they do, and you can tell that you definitely did a decent chunk of damage as the creature itself kind of writhes a little bit in the pain. That's a good damage roll.
And I am going to move. And my turn.
Okay. Alright, Chief Taruk, a little worse for wear, but still kicking, is gonna run up, not directly at the creature's face this time, but he's gonna run up and begin trying to claw at a different area of the creature, of the serpent, just to do a little bit more damage. With his claw, makes an attack. Ooh, it does have advantage, I forgot about that. Alright, first attack will hit for a decent amount of damage. He's going to make one more attack, which will hit also. And this time the creature does fail. It's saving. It finally failed a freaking wisdom saving throw. He's been attacking this whole time, and it's succeeded on every roll up to now. He gets an extra bonus if they fail that. Just extra damage. The serpent still looks in very good condition after all of that damage that's being dealt to it. Gonna bring us back to Atina Hedrun, Hedrun, I think as we've called her.
Or Hey Tina, I like as well.
Hey ooh, I like that. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at my spell options that I gave her. Forgot about some of them. Okay. Hedrun is going to recast Sleet Storm. That seems like a great place. So the entire area within there, once again, is considered difficult terrain. When you enter the area for the first time on your turn, you have to make a dexterity saving throw, and if you fail, you fall prone. This first dex saving throw, I'm not going to worry about, because it should be on your turn.
That'd be grand.
Oh my god, this music is way too loud!
Oh, I hit the roll button, so I don't know.
No, that's okay. I'm not worried about it for this one. So if you fail, it doesn't matter. Technically, if we're looking at the stats, Biktun and the Chief both failed, but this one isn't going to count. It's going to be on your turn. So, Tina's going to do that. And she is going to move through, technically, the serpent. It's going to, like, contort itself to allow her passage. She's going to move behind the serpent. Just gotta get rid of the hail, the hailstorm circle that I had. She steps as far back as she can. And that'll be Hedrun's turn this time, waiting for the party to arrive. If the party does their dashies, they will be at the edge. They will literally be like right up at the edge of the sleet storm. I'll give us a little bit of extra movement because you guys have been running for so long, and you've had an hour here where you haven't had anything on your screen, so you need something. We got us a mirror. We got us an Athros. I'm going to put you closer. I go over there. We got us an Arini. We got us an Ono. Alright, we got us a Matra. And we got us a Spit. The Avengers have assembled. As
Pretty sure I heard Ono say on your lap.
honestly, probably that would be something I could see him doing. On your left, kitty. At the end of this round, Biktun and Ibrin, you would see the party arriving. They would be literally right next to you. But you would also see Biktun, especially by you, more people arriving to this battle, coming out from between the trees. You would see reinforcements of some sort coming from the right-hand side of the battle map here. Biktun, I want you to make an insight check, since you're the closest to them. Spit technically would also be close enough that I would say he'd be able to discern things. You have no idea. You don't know if they're friend or foe. I'm gonna have Spit make one because he's close enough.
I guess I would have an inkling because of what Taruk said, but that doesn't mean I know specifically.
You would hear Spit, Matra in particular, but I think you'd say it loud enough that everyone would be able to hear. I don't like these guys. Look scary. Big mean. As that'll bring us to the end of this round. I'm gonna add everyone to combat initiative. So we'll start with, we'll go left to right. Alright, Miras, Athros, and... Yeah, Miras and Athros, if the two of you want to roll initiative, you should be able to in the combat tracker now.
Alright. And I do get advantage for my...
Yep.
What is it? Vigilance Blessing.
There you go. Trying to scroll up to look at the order, and it just it keeps snapping back down.
Mobby. Oh, nice Athros.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big of a gap there was between the Serpent and...
Yeah, that's what I was surprised to see.
Serpent and Zienna. That's huge. Okay. That's going to be the end of round 3. The party joining everyone beginning of round 4. Ice Serpent is going to go first. It is going to navigate its way right up to Biktun as it navigates around that wall. And it's going to make a bite attack against you.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, not really, but...
25.
So I know what that means. I love how I can tell if it's gonna hit me. It gives me the opposite of what it's supposed to. It tries to proc my riposte when I get
Oh yeah.
when I miss.
Okay. Because I think silvery barbs you have to be able to see the creature, right? I can't remember. I'm just trying to think for Ono and Aethros' sake. Yes, creature you can see, okay. Alright, damage.
How bad was this attack on him?
It's a total of 9 damage, and you succeeded on your con save.
Never mind.
If you're thinking of silvery barbs, you have to be able to see. Ono would not be able to see the creature. Or Biktun, for that matter.
Said I saved? Because I didn't even click it at that time.
I keep freaking forgetting that it doesn't always prompt you for things. I don't know why it defaults that it only shows me. But yes, you succeeded on your con save.
No, yeah, no, when you said that I saved, I hadn't even clicked the button for the roll yet, though, so I was like, wait, what?
Oh, if you don't click it within a certain period of time, it auto-rolls it for you. Yeah, it's annoying like that. I haven't found a way to fix that, even in my other game. So that's attack number 1 against you. It's going to make a second attack because it has a free action yet. That one's a 27. A little bit more damage this time. But you still succeed on the con save. So you feel like as you're brushing off some of this damage here, that it's trying to like almost like infect you with like a chill, as it bites its fangs down, and like some of them catch you to cause the damage, but you're able to stave off that chill, whether it's by adrenaline or knowing that your party is with you, or just sheer strength and determination from Biktun. You do not succumb to the negative effects of that attack. So that is going to be the Serpent's attack, her turn. That'll bring us to Aethros.
Okay. Well, I can't actually see the Serpent or Athena Hedrun.
Ooh, let me give you... I think your vision's still super limited. I'll give you...
Yeah, because mine should be 300 in dark vision, but I wasn't precocious with Storm.
Right, the Storm is what's blocking the vision, but because the Serpent has Fairy Fire on it, I want to make sure that it's visible to you.
Okay.
So you would see the Serpent and Biktun. Or you would see the Serpent, not so much just Biktun, you maybe see a silhouette fighting off against this thing, but you'd see the purple glow from the Fairy Fire on the Serpent.
Okay. I will then... Yes. Yeah, I guess I will move to here. Don't know how to get it. Oh, there we go. And then I'm actually going to use my Radiant Soul Protector ability as my action. So I have a flying speed of 30 feet, and then I deal extra radiant damage if I hit.
Okay.
Bonus action. I am going to Misty Step to here. And I'm going to use my Fey Touch to use the Misty Step.
Okay, perfect.
Spell slot. And that will be my turn.
Okay, so you get right up close to the to one of the druidic people that are coming to the battle here, and as they
So-
as you
And I look.
Are you at the ground or are you in the air?
You know what? Yeah, good point. I'm gonna be in the air because I can fly.
how far up in the air?
Let's say like 20 feet, so he can't hit me in case he's not friendly.
Okay, so you use your Misty Step. You kind of transform into this this haze and move instantaneously in front of this other person, hovering about 20 feet in the air above them. Your radiant wings giving off this very menacing, almost angelic-like appearance as he looks up to you and kind of readies his axe. You can tell that he is not friendly.
Does Athros let the party know that?
So I just lost power.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Nine.
Shit.
So I'm on my phone right now. We'll see if this continues.
Okay. Damn, I'm sorry.
It just like flickered off and reset my computer, so I'm hoping it stays on, but we'll see.
Okay. Sounds good. Ben, Jonathan just asked too, would Aethros have communicated that the person was hostile to the party?
I didn't hear if they were or not.
Okay,
so-
that was during that time period. I guess I didn't hear when you dropped.
Yeah, it's pretty much as soon as
You
I said
would've-
I was gonna be falling up.
Okay, you would have, as you teleported over there and you're hovering in this fantastic appearance 20 feet above the ground, you would see that the person like looks up to you and begins to like ready their axe. They do not seem friendly.
Oh yeah, then I definitely would tell everyone else. Also, I can't join Forge right now. It says that my character's still in the section.
Okay. Because you lost power, it might take a couple minutes to
Okay.
give you access again. So just bear with it for a minute. If you don't have it after like 5 minutes or so, I'll have to probably pull some shenanigans or something.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, happened to me a couple of times too. It takes a hot second for it to register that you're not there. That'll bring us to the first of the druidic people, who is going to. What do they got? They have that. Okay. Okay. It is going to look at you, Biktun. Ready its bow, and he's going to fire an arrow at you. Because the serpent is within the 5 feet of you, technically, he has advantage on this attack roll. It's considered an ally to him. But even with advantage, he still does not hit you. Roll a 14. He's going to make one more attack against you. And you roll a 15. So, he does not hit you.
Would I hypothetically be able to use a reaction then to attack, not hit, attack the serpent?
Does it specify in your thing who you have to attack?
Let me look.
That's a good question.
I think it has to be the creature that just attacked you. if I'm
Let's
not
say
wrong.
against the creature, so.
It's a melee attack. So it
Right,
would-
right.
Yep. So it'd have to be the serpent.
Yeah, no, I just was saying if I could turn that around and launch
Oh.
it at, instead of at the person who attacked me, at launch at the serpent. Give him stuff. But
Nerd
that is not the case.
is okay. That'll be the end of the. No, he'll move up. Right up to the edge there, seeing the what do you want to call it? The rough terrain. That's kind of like not the rough terrain, the smooth terrain. That's very slippery and icy. He will stay out of range there, still being able to attack you from a distance. That brings to Irini's turn. Irini.
So, we've been kind of discussing what she would be doing.
Okay.
I haven't really got the most response from the other three. But my vote is Irini would move to this spot right here. I forget how to make her mark things.
He is press and hold.
And then she would use her Boon of the Nameless and fire at the back half of the serpent, like over here.
Okay.
It goes for 120 feet.
Yep.
If she can aim, if she can aim like at this line right here.
What other spell?
Okay. She will use her Boon of the Nameless. Target the back half there. Okay. It is an.
It doesn't do anything special for hitting like multiple segments, does it?
No. It is a single segment. All of them have the same pool of like same total pool of health, but there's no bonuses to hitting multiple.
Yeah,
it's as if
kinda
it's
like...
distributed across the whole body.
Okay.
Good thought though.
Now, would this have any effect if it hit a person involved in that beam? Meaning, did she aim it in the right area to hit Athena as?
I have no idea where Athena is right now.
I don't either. That's not. I'm generally asking, just out of curiosity.
I mean,
we wouldn't know that, and I'm not trying to metagame either.
It would be. It's similar to Lightning Bolt in that the beam, like it's the full range here, and anybody caught in it. So if it did hit Athena, it would do damage to her as well. Attack save or take radiant damage. Okay. Let's roll. Why do I have it as an attack roll?
Too bad this thing is most likely not undead.
It is not considered undead.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
For some reason I have to freaking fix that beam again. It's reverted back to its old way, so I have to make everything manual for this one. So it'd be Dex save. Her spell save DC is 15. The con with the Boon of the Nameless. Okay. So the con with the Boon of the Nameless is that it is a all or nothing, and it's DC 15 dex save. It rolled a 17 on its dex save, so the beam itself does miss. And it does not hit Athena, but your accuracy was damn close.
Without even knowing, too, that's the best part. She would have just fired
It's like
it.
a game of
and then,
Battleship.
Right?
So, it passed the dex save, so it doesn't need to make the wisdom save for the exhaustion?
Because it did, it specifies the damage pierces magical defenses and creatures caught within the damage. So it had to hit for to make the wisdom save.
I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
I now see it, yeah.
So far, the Boon of the Nameless has a 50-50 hit fail ratio. I'm trying to keep track because it's powerful as balls, but man,
wait.
times.
Can I silvery barbs? The save.
Ooh.
Yes.
I mean, it's worth a shot at least.
Yeah. I still can't get into the session, so I don't know if you can mark that off my key, or once I get in, I can do it.
Do you get each of those spells for free once, or is it just
so I get each of them for free once, but when we fought the Frost Giant, I used it in that fight.
Right, and it resets on a long rest, not a short rest.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I'll mark one off for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes, I'll make a reroll.
And then for the advantage, actually able to get it now once.
Do you remember the serpent has fairy fire on it right now?
Yeah.
Forgot that tidbit. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna give advantage
we're gonna
myself.
move back just a little bit here because you're right. I didn't factor in the fairy fire. I have a lot of time bouncing around here, so thank you for reminding me of that. I'll roll the
No
attack
worries.
one more time to see if it hits. It would still miss with the advantage. It was a 15 and a 16 that she had for the advantage, and then wait, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, because it's supposed to be a save. It's supposed to be a save. Saving throws, it doesn't matter for the fairy fire. The old way I had it set up, it was an attack roll. It's a saving throw now, and it's an all or nothing thing. So if it passes the saving throw, it doesn't take any of the damage nor the wisdom save.
Yeah.
Because the saving throw made more sense. I remember that now, but it would still succeed on its saving throw. It actually rolled higher the second time. It had a 17 and then it rolled an 18 this time, and her spell save is 15. So the beam would pass over the shimmering prismatic light that forms out of her hand. You see for a moment like her eye goes from that beautiful blue that she's had for so long to a flicker of crimson as she fires this outward, this blooming flower, and it flies off into the distance beyond the encampment itself, piercing through the chieftain's tent and continuing to go for a while before you hear a rumble coming from somewhere off in the distance, feeling the vibrations through your feet. Was there anything else that she would still have a bardic inspiration? All right, party. Who would she give the bardic inspiration to?
What's the range on that?
It is great question. I believe it is 60 feet that she can see. Let's see. If we look at her token right now.
Probably Biktun.
Yeah,
60 feet.
Biktun, without
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, who did you give your advantage to, Ben?
Myself.
Okay.
Fair.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear that in part there. I was gonna ask
Oh,
at some
yeah.
point.
I think I was losing power when I was trying to say that.
Fair.
Probably.
Apparently it's like hailing outside too.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I was just going to say it just stopped hailing by me.
Neat. I've been in my basement, so I can't hear shit. I'm sure it's not great though.
Well, let me look. I'll look on the radar for you while we're
I'm gonna
playing.
go close my windows real quick. Apparently it's storming real bad. My wife just texted.
Oh yeah, no, it's not great by you either. Storms this year have been nuts. Not just here, but like, I feel like the whole like Midwest and like battered this year. I watched the ultimate like fucking like dead in a storm energy video. There was a tornado in Oklahoma, I think, yesterday, and people that were working at a hotel were just standing like underneath the overhang, watching the rain come down, and then all of a sudden you just see a big flash of light as a transformer blows, and then lit up in that light you can see the tornado and it's coming straight at them, and they're just like, oh shit, and they fucking turn around and dive behind the desk. Well, now I should keep trying to fuck this serpent up or fuck up the dude right next to him.
I'd say you focus on the serpent.
Yeah.
You focus on the serpent. Ben can maybe help out with the guys, and then with Ono, I'd say Mirius help out with the extras.
To use
Sorry,
my
guys, I'm back.
Is he?
I just had to go close my windows. I
yeah.
forgot how many I had open until I went up there. Had to close like half of them. So we're good. Not raining that bad here though. Not right now, but I see that Fox 11 weather has been yapping up a storm on my phone. So
Yeah, I was looking at the radar. There's a bunch of red right in your area.
neat.
I don't know specifically where you are on the map, so I don't know if it's gonna hit you or not.
Man, anything in the city are ripping. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so Arena gave inspiration to Biktun, and Aethros gave himself the advantage for silvery barbs. Okay. That'll be Arena's turn. Which will bring us to Zienna, who is still concentrating on the not silvery barbs, the fairy fire. However, hearing the sounds of more people coming, having targets that she can actually focus on, because the serpent is hard for her to actually target right now, she's going to turn her attention to some of the other people attacking the party while keeping a safe distance. She's going to target the Druid Govern down below. With what do I want to use? And we're gonna hit them with a oh no, I can do things. Or she can do things, not me. She can do things. We're gonna drop an ice storm on them. Since it's not concentration. Oh shoot, never mind, she only had one 4th level spell slot. Never mind, can't do that. She will hit them with a Ray of Frost though. Which will unfortunately miss, as the she fires off this ray of frost. It's just at the edge of her vision. I don't know if Ono would use the silvery barbs on it. I feel like he wouldn't. I feel like he would save that for other party members, especially since you guys haven't long rested. But he hasn't really done a whole lot since you guys went to Raven's Point, so he's pretty full. I think he's.
What
I don't think.
What are you contemplating silvering barbs in?
Oh wait, no, it missed. It doesn't even matter. Never mind. I'm a dork. Ignore me. Ignore me. It's been a long day. I apologize. Never mind. It missed. That's all it was. She's going to move, I think, a little bit closer so she can get eyesight on a couple of the other people. Shit. Nope, she has to roll a dex save now. Because it's Sleet Storm. So it's before she... I should have done it at the beginning of her turn, but it's a dex save. Passes the dex save. She has to also... Is it only when it's cast, or is it... Sorry, I realize how annoying I'm being right now.
They're friends.
If a creature is concentrating in the spell's area, they also must pass a successful Constitution saving throw. Okay, so she does still have to roll a Constitution. It forces a con check. Or a Concentration check. Which she will pass. So now she'll move her 15 feet that she can. Now she can see the other two individuals. That'll be Zienna's turn as she is trying to help support the party. That'll bring us to Biktun.
Okay. So first and foremost, I need to roll that dex save.
Indeed you do. Alright, what is her spell save? You will succeed on your saving throw. So you are good to go. You lock your claws into the ground. You are not falling today.
I'm gonna move one over then.
Okay.
But I'm still. Why is it suddenly chugging so hard? Oh my god! It's so good the entire time. Oh, I know why. Okay. Anyways, I'm still going to attack the Serpy boy. This time, just with my sword.
Oh, man. Okay. You ready up Flare Glimmer and prepare to strike.
There it goes. Okay. Sorry, my laptop became unplugged and it started chugging. Okay. First of all, I guess first and foremost, how's he looking?
Still in pretty good shape.
Okay.
You feel that your attacks, just like last time too, they don't seem to be having the full impact that they could have against like pretty much most other creatures. It appears to be resistant to most forms of damage, but it's taken quite a bit of damage so far. It's still in pretty good shape.
Oh, does this still have the fairy fire on it?
Yes. So
Okay.
you can roll that again for advantage. There you go. That'll hit.
Do?
Okay. For a nice 11 damage.
Swing her back around. Bring it around town.
Are you shitting me? Okay. No big deal.
Double damage.
Freaking Critmaster Supreme over here. For 16 damage. You love to see it. You love to see it as you bring this strike up across the serpent's form. You see one of its like fangs. You're like able to like clearly cut out from like inside of its mouth. As you've done a really good chunk of damage so far. It might take a little while, but you can tell that it's being whittled down. You're feeling a lot more confident in your battle this time than the last time you guys fought the serpent.
Did you roll that with crit damage?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just because you rolled the 2s.
Don't you have something where you can re-roll?
I used to.
Dang.
Right, you swapped out Great Weapon Master for something else.
Yeah, because I don't use it two-handed anymore. Oh yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna use Second Wind. I'm gonna need that.
Good call. Ooh, that was a good roll.
That's indeed a good one.
You clench your muscles together and through sheer determination, close some of your wounds that you've had up to this point.
Biktun is very excited because now he feels like he can do things. So he's gonna also action surge.
Heck
that's
yeah, he is.
Such a difficult phrase for me to say.
I freaking forgot
Might
that.
as well.
Go home. Leave. You're banned. What the hell, man? Okay.
If it
It's all good.
it happens again, Biktun's just gonna jump into
Yeah.
this.
He gets a free rage.
5 clicks
Even though
so
he's not
far.
a barbarian.
What the nuts, man?
Okay, let's try one more time.
Attack.
Okay.
Oh, it still hits, but there's no crit this time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Whatever will
And
we
you still have your
do?
bardic inspiration, don't you?
What a
Indeed
shame.
He does. I mean, he hasn't missed yet, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to save that for a save.
Yeah. For the
Because
revenge.
I'm going to
of,
need
Serpent.
it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Just be happy that I don't have my boon.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what, 43 damage this round to the serpent?
What?
A lot of damage, yeah.
27 plus the 16. Yeah.
The tune's just a
43
hacking and a
damage.
slashing, just a hacking and a slashing. All right.
Yeah, that's what I should have done. Damn. You probably won't let me use retroactive that last one like I'm menacing.
Not at this point, no.
That's fine.
I think the serpent's already terrified of you.
You know what? Oh yeah, no, that's a bonus action. Yep. I'll use that next. Okay, yeah, that's all. That's all I can do. I would.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
All right. That'll bring us to Matra, who is going to make a attack against the same druidic person that Zienna was attacking. And the nice thing is that Spit is short, so she can just attack over him. Short, but ripped. Oh, she did not recover HP last time. She should not be at that low level of HP. Okay. Gonna fire off some blasts.
Well, anyways, I started blasting.
Literally. That's gonna hit. For some damage, she gets one more because she's high enough level now that she gets 2 blasts instead of 1. That one will also hit. Good job, Matra. She's had a really bad streak of not hitting her target. This is a nice change.
This is really gonna give Biktun peaked in high school energy.
Alright, she's gonna, I think, take a, not you, Mitra. It's gonna take a couple steps back just to isolate a little bit more. Leaving Spit to fend for himself, but Spit's strong. Spit's a good boy. He'll be fine. Alright, that'll bring us to another rather bulky individual, the one who's below Aethro, who does not have a way of reaching Aethros right now.
I laugh at him. Look at you down there.
Instead, he is going to run up to Biktun.
Wait, no, don't do that.
Can't attack you, we'll find someone else he can attack.
Didn't think this one through. Sorry, Biktun.
That's fine.
And he's going to make
He's still riding high.
make some attacks against you, since he is within a 5 feet of one of his allies. He does have, well, actually no, he's technically flanking you right now because of the serpent, so it doesn't matter. Alright, his first attack is going to be a 20. Technically meets beats, but oh wait, the round has not reset yet. Never mind, Aethros does not have silvery bars.
Nope.
But Ono does.
Can Ono see? Time to
I
check his
mean,
vision.
Who is it? Just this random dude?
Anyway, Biktun is out of range.
Oh yeah, it's 60 feet, so... Oh no, cannot be of help anyway.
It's alright. Biktun's not too concerned about these randos.
Right, for... Take 8 damage. He's gonna make another attack against you.
Yeah, I looked at him. Is that all?
What's your
It was not all.
fighting style thing that you can attack after they attack you?
I need it on a miss.
Oh,
Unfortunately, this guy has not missed yet.
but he's going to.
21
Eventually.
will hit. More damage. For another 5.
I chuckle.
Laughs in second wind.
Yeah. So they can hit through your thick armor, but they can't do any damage.
Right. That'll bring us to Miris.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll move up near Matra.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and then I think the only thing I can do right now is attack with my crossbow, so I'll probably attack the Druid Govern with it.
Okay. Alright, and 11. 11 will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
You could, if you have spell slots, you could apply Hex if you wanted to something.
I think right now I'm going to save that.
No, by all means, feel free. I'm just making sure.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I can do right now, so I guess that's it for me.
Okay. So you move up, you ready your crossbow, and just like watching who Matra's attacking, you fire off a shot. Unfortunately, it veers a little high, but you kind of ready up your next attack and contemplating your next set of actions, as that'll bring us to Ebrin once again.
Knowing my giant getting surrounded, I'm going to target some of the people aiming at him. And I am also going to use my sharpshooter. And with Biktun there, I have advantage on my attack, don't I?
Yes, targeting the people that are close to him, you would.
So, not to be that guy, but did you already do a dex save for this ice storm?
Oh, no, he did not. You have to make a dex save first. Sir.
Technically, I did, but you want me to wait. Oh. Dex
Yep,
saving
didn't count
throw?
the first time. Gotta be this one. Yep, make a dexterity saving throw.
There you go. I had faith.
All right, you're fine. You succeed on your saving throw. Continue.
And do I succeed on my attack?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Let me just back out for 1 second here. I want to make sure he's still targeted. Damage. Do we want to sneak attack this guy, or do we think the plus 10 will be enough?
Sneak
You know what,
attack.
I'll just
Finish them off.
Yeah, just
3d6
Overkill.
plus 10. Ooh, I get to add a new one. 3d6 plus 10 plus 2 now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
For 28 damage.
That actually add correct.
looks like it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it got to 2.
Yeah.
That guy's still up. I don't like that. so we will go at him again.
Okay.
Now, with sharpshooter, is that once per round, or can I use it back to back?
You can use it on any of your attacks as long as you declare it.
I will do it again, and I get advantage again. Nat 20, let's
There
go!
you go. Someone besides Biktun getting a nat 20.
And this time is going to be plus 10.
You just ate it all for everybody else.
Yep.
Critical.
For another 26.
There you go.
Fuck.
Dog is still standing too.
54 damage to this rando.
This rando, he says. You definitely can tell that you've done he's definitely worse for wear now that he's been hit by those 2 attacks.
I would communicate to the party which person to attack to help Biktun out. I would stay
This
in
guy
my...
here.
Yeah.
the bottom one, yeah.
Okay.
I would stay in my location and actually, yeah, I'd stay where I'm at and then my turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to our bestest buddy, Oh No.
We were chit-chatting. I don't know if anyone else messaged the group. If he could move, up where he's 60 feet away at least, but out of the area of effect, I said I'm cool with him doing a level 2 cure wounds on Kitty over here.
Can't do it. That's a touch.
Yeah, he has to be touching him.
What?
Healing word's
Yeah.
the 60-foot range one.
Yeah. That's why I want Arini to get it.
Gotcha. Well.
Yeah, I guess I should look to see what spells he has.
He's got the only one he could do is Firebolt, and he could cast it. So how does that work with him then? So he's level 6 with us, but he's what 3 and
so
3
he-
each?
yeah.
So does he get 2d10 or does he just get 1d10 for his Firebolt?
It's still 2d10. It's based off of character level, not class level.
Yeah.
I mean, he could Firebolt the dude I was damaging and try to help out Kitty.
I do like that Wither and Bloom for future reference. For a situation like this.
Yeah, technically it is a partial healing spell.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. And I can't use my hit dice for my boon anyway, so
I mean, if you want to use that, you can do that too.
we got time.
Alright, so what are we thinking? We thinking Firebolt? Or are we thinking something else?
Yeah, we'll go Firebolt.
Yeah.
Attacking the Berserker.
Yep.
Word. Oh wait, he don't have advantage. It's only freaking. I don't know who. What was the first time? It still would have hit. He had a 13 when he rolled, so it would have hit. All right, 2d10 damage. Oh damn, he is still standing. He
Bruh. Clinging the life.
he took 8 more damage, but he's on his last legs. That much you can be certain.
Alright, well, I did 54 plus his 8, so.
Right. He's on.
And Spit's gonna finish him off.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah.
All right, Chief Taruk. Is going to. Honestly, he's going to start making his way around to try and attack Atina. You guys seem to have. He thinks you guys have the serpent under control. Nope, not trying to take control of the serpent. Nice try. Alright.
The serpent attacks Athena.
Dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's gonna be his turn, unfortunately. Or fortunately. That'll bring us to the Druid Govern, who's going to cast Hold Person. Hold on, what's the range? Is it 60 feet or 30 feet? 60 feet. It's going to cast it at 3rd level. On Ebrin and Biktun. I need the two of
What's
you.
the range on this thing?
60 feet.
Who's casting it? Oh,
The Druid Govern.
uh,
Why does it say I can only roll one? I want to target 2 people, damn it, because it's level 3. Okay, well, we're going to do this analog then, I guess. I need the 2 of you to make wisdom saving throws.
I'm gonna use my Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, fair.
Well, I can use it after I roll, but before I know. Right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna wait then. I'm not gonna burn it to burn it.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to double check something.
Okay, yeah.
No, there's no reason to bolster or.
To be honest with you, I don't
Bardic
think it's
that.
gonna be worth it. Yeah. Not the wisest of the bunch. Probably
Is
not
it
even the
wisdom,
second
sir?
or third or fourth
Is
wisest
a
of the bunch.
wisdom saving throw, correct.
Totally good.
Sucks.
Okay. The 2 of you, as he extends his arms outward and like points them in your directions, the 2 of you feel all of the muscles in your body tense up. The 2 of you are considered paralyzed until either A, you at the end of your next turn, you attempt another wisdom save to try and break it, or B, the spell is broken, or C,
What
the
happened?
duration ends.
Sorry.
Paralyzed.
Did either of us see the guy who
Oh.
casted this?
Yeah.
I would say, psionically, the caster on the bottom over there has me tight. I can't move. Help!
Spit, you're our only hope.
Okay. Brings us to.
So we're paralyzed, right?
You're paralyzed, so you have essentially no actions. And
Right.
attacks made against you have advantage, and attacks that hit within 5 feet of you are automatic critical hits.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No,
What are you talking about? It's the best.
yeah.
Yep, it's great.
It's so great. It's just the best.
Yeah.
Okay. That is all he can do. He's gonna move. Six. Move there. Okay. I'll bring us to Spit. Spit was not part of your telepathic link.
Nope.
He's still, because the guy's... Oh, that's a tough call. Does he finish off the Berserker?
I mean,
Or does he
I'm
Matra,
gonna use it.
and
Reaction
anybody
So
who can still talk and tell him to hit the caster. Please.
yeah. I guess would he even know to hit the Berserker if he didn't have the telepathic link?
If you've been communicating telepathically the whole time, then no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's gamble it. Let's gamble.
I
Let's-
would-
let's flip a coin.
I would say he would most likely attack the closest person because we haven't been communicating to him any of our plans.
But he also has pack tactics, so he would have advantage on attacks against people
Yeah.
within 5 feet of allies. So let's flip a coin. 1, he attacks the Berserker. 2, he attacks the Governor.
We can't see your roll.
Exactly.
I'm gonna reveal it to you. He rolled a
all
1,
an
so
illusion.
he's gonna attack the Berserker.
Oh,
Speedy
just a
Boy's
spit
trying
roll.
to be a great guy. He thinks he's being
Yeah.
really helpful. So
He's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the
Heck yeah,
day,
he
he
is.
is. It's not what we necessarily need.
he's gonna
He's
move
got the bloodlust.
there and ready his bow and fire a shot. The little boy, little Rip boy. That is gonna hit. And that will knock out the Berserker. As he fires off an arrow, the Berserker already being on his last legs, it doesn't take much for his arrow to like catch it in like a side of his chest that's already been kind of partially cut open from other attacks from like Ibrin. And the arrow just digs a little bit deeper. You see a little bit more blood pour out as the Berserker falls over. He down. Spit, being very excited. Spit has action surge now.
I was just about to say that. Well, now with him having pack tactics and taking someone out, he could use action surge and hit the other guy right next to him.
Or
Yeah.
alternatively, he could technically go after the guy who. Is that the guy who did it to us? Was the one right next to him?
No,
No.
that's the guy next to him.
Biktun can't see
Yeah,
him.
maybe.
That's why.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I was like, I don't.
I think
Okay,
because he's
good
focused
shit.
that way, he'd probably keep his attention over there and try to attack the other guy.
Would
Probably.
he also get a surprise attack on this or no?
So it's first round of combat. Technically, he
Yeah.
ended at round 4, so he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't get a surprise attack anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, because you guys were part of the Avenger party that was making their way there. So he's going to use Action Surge and attack the other Tribal Warrior, I think. Which will also hit. Spit, you're amazing, dealing a good 9 damage to the Tribal Warrior up by Biktun. And Biktun, along with everybody else, but I feel like Biktun would be, since he's the farthest away, it would be just the echo in the background. You just hear Spit yelling, "Spit, you're good!" And as that brings us to a Hedrun, or Hedtina, turn at the end of the round here. What is the range of their attacks? Okay.
Very boss energy to go last in the round.
Oh, that is a enormous range. Okay. A Hedrun's going to cast another Ice Storm.
Jeez. Not not a concentration spell.
It is. Because its effects only last 1 round.
Oh, Ice Storm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. Sleet Storm is. Ice Storm is not.
Yep.
The names are very similar.
Yep.
Alright. I should have prompted people for a saving throw. If it did not, let me know.
Now, are we doing this one on our turn or right now?
This one
So
goes right now. This one is like a giant ball of ice is falling down towards all of you.
It's so nice to not be the target for once.
Alright, so
So I may
Is-
kick myself in the ass for saying this, but do I even technically get a save?
What do you? Oh, because if he's a whole person.
Oh,
Well, you would automatically fail
Yeah.
if it's a dex save, but you failed anyway, so it didn't matter. And the
I
attack,
didn't even roll.
It rolled for
But
you.
yeah,
It
I
must have
know.
rolled for
I
you.
would have thought it would.
So, Matra fails, Mirror succeeds, Ono fails, Ebron fails, Spit succeeds. And it should have distributed damage already. Looks like it did. Okay. I'm very glad that Spit saved that, because it would have been hilarious if Spit was like, Spit too good, and then he just gets splattered by a ball of ice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have found it
Gotten
funny, but I think that would have been a bad time. Anyway, so that happened. So the rest of that terrain is now difficult terrain until the end of a Hedrun's next turn. Yeah. What else can they do? Not a whole lot from this distance. So that is going to be, they're going to move a little bit, and that's going to be their turn. Right up there. Okay. That'll bring us to the end of round 4. As the as combat once again continues to proceed. Let me see who's here. I want Biktun and oh my god, everyone's that far over. It'd be Irini and Ebron to make perception checks.
Would that be any sort of disadvantage for me since I can't move my neck?
No, wisdom-based checks are fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds about right, though.
Wicked perception. Okay, an 8. Biktun, you do not see anything extra. Ebron and Irini, though, would see more people coming out of the forest.
Jesus.
As another group of individuals come to provide even more reinforcements.
Including the sheriff, right?
You do technically still have the sheriff.
Yeah, I just remembered about him.
I also forgot about him until now.
I feel like
And what
Aethos
about Zienna?
forgot about him.
Or what's the other woman?
Valine, but Valine's not going to help with this particular quest. She made that clear.
Yeah, she's like,
just
yeah,
here. She's
we
here
all
for the
died.
ride.
We died. Yeah.
I feel like Aethos just genuinely forgot about
Yeah,
Oh
until
yeah,
now.
I
It's
got
like,
that
oh,
skeleton guy.
uh-huh. Either that or you just, slower and took him longer to get here.
Yeah, maybe he couldn't run.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on his way. We'll
Yeah.
leave it at that. He's on his way.
Mhm.
Mainly because I haven't made a companion token for him yet for you. He's on his way.
Alright.
Alright. So, we have 5 minutes to 10. My question for you is, we can either keep going until we reach that point, and just like wherever we stop, or if we want to start fresh at the top of a round, we can stop it here for this week. What would people prefer? I know we have
I would say
storms coming
stop it
through.
here.
Yeah, I mean, I would
It's
love to
only
get another
like
turn, but I don't
15
think I'm
bucks.
going to either way, so.
I think it might be the Ice Serpent would be able to go, and maybe me, and that's it.
Right.
Okay. Then we'll plan to pick this up at the top of the round next week, as the party now has a ton of people to fight, and
No
fucking
kidding.
Ice Witch throwing ice bombs at people from all the way across the map, because that attack has a range of 300 feet.
Jesus.
I'm not modifying any of them either, it's just crazy strong.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was 120. 300 is absurd.
Yeah, I thought it was 122, and then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, never mind. I
Wait,
don't have to worry
wait.
about range.
Okay, question.
Yeah,
Can she see that far in the storms?
doesn't have to for Ice Storm.
Get my brother. Bye.
What do you mean?
But would she know where we are?
Point within range. She
It's, well, yeah, she could reach it. Does she know there's anyone even there?
That's like going outside with a bow and trying to hit a bullseye
But
in the dark.
I'm gonna have, if you really want the answer to that question, I'm gonna have you roll a history check right now.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she could just see in the storms, but
You have no idea how she's able to hit you from that far.
yeah.
You are low.
But you feel like there's a legitimate reason as to why.
Oh, I think I, as a person, remember, but yeah, Aethos doesn't.
As a
I'd like
person,
Ono to roll a history check.
Yeah.
yeah, he'd probably. Yeah, I'll do it for it. If anyone's going to be able to, it's going to be him. And if so, I'll explain why. Okay, yeah. You roll a 22. You'll recall when you were talking to Master Priestess Phrygia, she mentioned that it's very similar to her. Hedrun is able to see anything that Oriel's snow touches, meaning that she doesn't have a visibility issue. She can, like, a lot of your conversations that you could have been having out in the open, she probably overheard some of them. Anything inside the lightning tank, she was not able to. And anything inside a building or inside like an extra dimension, like Knit's area, she was not able to. But anything that
Or
touches the
inside
snow
my
in the
mind.
or in your mind, or inside a building. Any conversation otherwise, she
Even where
might
we
have
are
overheard
now,
if she
she could
wanted
get
to.
She could just theoretically hear from like miles and miles away.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And see for miles and miles.
Whereas
away.
Phrygia could see pretty much everything because she's the current chosen. Hedrun has a limited version of that same ability, a little less strong, but in this situation here, it does not hinder her ability to find where you are on the map. However, you kill her,
Sweet.
suddenly it's gone. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's a silly goose.
We're gonna kill her pet snake.
I know. I'm bracing for it. It's okay. You guys are in a much better spot. The one thing it hasn't done yet, though. Oh wait, I should probably turn off recording for this.